Determination, laser focus. Baby, know they taking notes.
I'm the coach. You're locked into the NFL on EA Sports. On deck, we've got what should be a great matchup between the Detroit Lions and the Dallas Cowboys. So with that, let's head over to the heart of Texas. Massive AT&T Stadium in Arlington. On the call, here are Brandon Godden and Charles Davis. Coach, EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Lone Star State and the very mammoth AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas.
The home team of the
Here was the scene when the Cowboys emerging from their tunnel. It was loud, it's still loud. We're ready for football as the Cowboys get set to match up with Matthew Stafford and the Detroit Lions. Brandon Godden and Charles Davis with you from our broadcast perch. And Charles, as we get this thing started, what are you going to be keeping your eye on?
Special teams. Field position is always a big determiner in a ball game. Who sets their offense up for success the best, that team will win the game.
Here's the punter, Sam Martin, now ready to get us started. And we are underway from AT&T Stadium. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20. So here are the Cowboys now ready to go on offense for the first time. They'll be led out by Dak Prescott, the 135th pick of the draft back in 2016 from Mississippi State. Prescott looks to throw on first. And he hits Jason Witten, the tight end. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. An early statement on the game's first play. 18 yards and a first down.
I do believe we'll see a little bit more of this as this game progresses, because when you can have that type of a gain in the middle of the defense, it hurts them in so many ways, because most teams like to be strong down the middle. And if you can sting them there, that opens things up for you on the outside as well.
But that's where their big tight end, is so good, that middle third, the seam routes, the end routes. Yeah, you're right. Probably see more of that.
Yeah, it takes a lot of courage and fortitude to go in the middle as well, and he's got it.
Here's the first carry for Ezekiel Elliott. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. And on this offensive unit, your thoughts on Travis Frederick?
He's a quarterback's best friend. Sets all the lines so aggressively.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. This is Elliott. And they'll get to it after a gain of 7 to the 47.
Okay, didn't break down all the way, but you got to know that he feels like he's right on the verge. That's probably exactly what he's telling him in the huddle right now.
Watch the slide, watch the slide, watch the slide.
They'll try and run for it with Elliott. And he's got the first down before being taken down at the 46. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs. Defense had a chance to get off the field here on the opening drive, couldn't do it.
I know that we go into these meetings with coaches, and sometimes maybe we can get, a little bit numb, because they're always going to talk about how important third down is, aren't they? Offense and defense. In this case, one capitalized, and the other, as you said, had a chance to get off the field and didn't get it done.
So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 46. They play fake to Elliott. Now Prescott. Got an open man. It's Michael Gallup. And he'll go down the middle for getting this inside the 30. An excellent pickup of 20 yards.
Nice methodical opening drive here. They're already in the field goal range. They're in a good spot. You know that people like to take a shot in this part of the field. But at the same time, as methodical as they've been, they might want to run the ball a little bit here too.
And just on the outskirts of the red zone, they have options now. Either way, though, they've come out with a purpose.
Stop your body.
They go play action here on 1st down. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. And now the Lions defensive starters.
As Darius Slay continues to improve in the quarterback position, he may live up to his own nickname as the Slaymaker.
Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10. Looking to throw. Prescott. That's complete to Cobb. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
Here comes the 7th play of this opening drive. They moved it well, but here's 3rd down.
Let's go, defense.
And again, it's Prescott. And he's able to hook up with Michael Gallup. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
His passing's been on point on this drive, hasn't it? Been very accurate. Got the ball downfield, gained nice chunks of yardage. But now, in this situation, the field is really condensed, partner. So if he's going to throw the football, that would be pinpoint here.
I was going to ask you about that. Field shrinks, has to be sharper, but it's been a good opening drive so far.
Now they just want to see if they can cap it off with the bell ringer and put it in the end zone.
To the air again, Prescott. Stepping up, he'll try and run. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's 2nd down.
Well, it looked like a quick hitter, a 3-step drop. But when it's not there, what do? He elects to try and escape through the massive bodies up the middle, and he does so and picks up positive yardage.
One man in the backfield, that's Elliott on 2nd and goal.
Watch the screen.
He'll get it up the middle. And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all. It'll go as no gain on the play, and now they're looking at a 3rd and goal. Driven it down the field nicely here on the opening drive, and now it's put up or shut up.
No doubt about it, because to make that type of a drive and ultimately kick a field goal would feel very disappointing. But I'm just wondering, is the head coach thinking, is this 4-down territory? Might he go for it?
The ball is caught. It's Gallup. Touchdown, Cowboys. 4 yards on the touchdown grab. And the Cowboys take it all the way down the field and score on the opening drive. Personally, for him, a great opening drive. He had 3 catches, including the touchdown.
That felt like tremendous scouting, great film watching, and creating a game plan to start this off, not only to get him involved, but to send a message to the defense. You have a lot to handle in this one.
Fullback able to convert the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. Time, 11 plays all told. And it culminates in a Dallas touchdown. Horvath to send it away now following the touchdown. This is taken at his 4. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. So here are the Lions now coming out for their opening drive. They'll be led out by a former Pro Bowl quarterback out of the University of Georgia, Matthew Stafford.
Matthew Stafford is a big-arm guy who's learned how to temper some of his throws. Actually has added a lot more touch and accuracy as his career has gone along. Big-time count. Any throw you want, he can make it.
Stafford and the Lions now have it 1st and 10 at their own 26. Now Stafford. And he fires one that's intercepted. Cheetah Bay Louisiana with a pick. They could not ask for a worse start. You give up a touchdown on the game's opening drive, and then you turn right around and throw the interception on your very first play.
And this is where the coaching staff has to earn its money because they've got to calm these guys down a little bit. Just as you noted, a horrendous start, both sides of the ball. But now the defense, which gave up an opening drive touchdown, they've got to go out there now and start playing like the team they want to be.
Here's the Dallas offense now heading back out onto the field. Now they'll be looking to duplicate the efforts of drive number 1 that resulted in 7 points in the 7-zip lead.
Well, you know how much I enjoy horse racing, right? Looks like they caught a flyer out of the gate, as they would say when you're running the big-time races. Means they get out to a fast start. They're setting the pace, making the other team chase now.
The first down carry by Elliott. And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3.
One thing to keep in mind, partners, they got a running back of this size and these dimensions. I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
On second down, it's Elliott trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a third down.
That didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appered to be a case of see ball, get ball.
In danger of squandering their great field position as they come up on a 3rd and 7. From the shotgun, it's Prescott. He's got the connection to Cooper. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. They'll run on first down. Elliott. And he'll be taken down here at about the 11. The tackle made there by Jared Davis.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're not doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
On second down, Elliott. And he'll find his way down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. Another 2-yard gain there, but they'll need to do better this time. It's 3rd and 6. 2 yards on the first down carry, and then followed up by 2 yards on the second down carry.
Well, that's definitely not going to be enough to get the job done. Wasn't the expression 3 yards in a cloud of dust?
Now they're going to need 6 on 3rd down to keep the drive going. On 3rd down, it's Prescott. They'll set up the screen to Elliott. And they'll go backwards here, losing yardage to the 14. A 5-yard loss there is going to bring up 4th down.
I love the intelligence the defense just showed there. Read their keys, saw the screen developing, ran to it, and smothered it. What a 3rd down stop by them.
On now is Kai Forbath to try the field goal. And Forbath will put this one through. And the lead moves to 10-zip. So the drive starts out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays that when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
Forbath now to kick it away after the made field goal. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. Here comes Matthew Stafford now to lead his offense back out there. And he comes out on the heels of an interception he threw last time they had the ball.
Yeah, and the quarterbacks that I know that are the best ones, the ones that really know how to lead their team, they tell them, that's on me. That's my bad. But let's go back out there and move ahead again, guys. We can get this done.
One good thing for him, it did only lead to 3 points and not a touchdown after that turnover.
Big thanks to the defense.
Stafford and the Lions now have it 1st and 10 at their own 23. Here's the first carry for Bo Scarborough. Jalen Smith, the Notre Dame man, in on the tackle.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. Still longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
From the 27, Stafford. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down.
That would have been a great catch, but it's real difficult to hold on to it because it was contested all the way. Would have been a great play if he'd been able to hold that one in.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. Out of the gun, Stafford. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. 1st down Lions on a pickup of 13.
We always talk about having to read defenses and how complicated that is. Well, this was an excellent read. Read the pressure and got rid of the football before it even got to him for a nice game.
And when they're blitzing like that, running back usually a good spot to go with the football.
Without a doubt, because he's right in your sight line or he's near you. So you're able to just get it to him easily. And once he gets in space, that's usually a good matchup for him.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. A shotgun snap for Stafford. That'll be taken in there by Kenny Golladay. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. A well-executed 22-yard gain. So again from the 39, this time from the other side of the field. Here's 1st and 10. A first carry for the converted wideout, J.D. McKissick. And not a lot of daylight, not really any daylight inside as he's going to be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Brings up 2nd down.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
They will run it. It's McKissick. And again, he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. Back-to-back stops make it 3rd and 10. We hit the 2-minute mark of the 10-0, our score. A reminder that when halftime rolls around, Jonathan Coachman will have all the highlights and analysis of this first half of play from our studios in Orlando. That's caught by the big tight end, T.J. Hawkinson. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. So on fourth down, the Lions turn it over to Matt Prater for the field goal try. On the left hash, officially it's called a 51-yard attempt. And his kick is absolutely perfect. They get themselves on the board here. It's 10-3. These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted. I have a theory about it. You want to hear it?
Yeah.
They are more athletic now than ever before. Talk about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their histories. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking was so prevalent that we made them specialists.
Well, the yarders seem easy for some reason. Now it's Martin to do the honors after the made field goal. This is taken at the 3. And they'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. But now Dallas gets set to take the field. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
Balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too plays and they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But I also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Here we go. Come on, baby. Let's see what you got.
First down, Prescott. Caught by Cobb. A gain of 6 there on first.
Nothing fancy on first down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed. Because you hit a guy on the run like that, you often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for second down, staying ahead of schedule. Looking to throw again on second down. Prescott, and he'll get up to the 43-yard line. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
That was a route run, not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw it, and was able to make the sure catch and took the down marker back to 1.
The Cowboys going to use their second timeout now, as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime.
Situation. Let's go.
A first down throw for Prescott. Completes it to Jason Witten. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. A good pickup there, 20 yards.
To do it for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball in the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. Prescott now. Only one pass has hit the ground for him. 10 of 11 thus far. It's 1st and 10. Now Prescott. And this is caught by Witten, the tight end. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. 17 yards on the play there, and the Cowboys have a first down.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the first down.
The Cowboys signal for their third and final timeout as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. So out comes a field goal team now for the second time here today. He hit his first, this one from 38. And Forbath will put this one through, and they will stretch their lead to 10 now at 13-3. Still a little bit of time left here in the second quarter, but they do get 3 before the half and expand that lead.
And they have to be happy about that. And we haven't met a team yet that doesn't put an emphasis on trying to get points on the board in the last 2 minutes of a half. They'll be real excited to have those up on the board.
Forbath now to kick it away after the made field goal. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Time here for likely one play, then off to the locker room. And they're going to have some adjustments to make.
They certainly will. I think a lot of people are thinking to themselves, all right, take the knee, get out of here, regroup. But how will the head coach and his staff approach halftime? Will it be angry? Will it be clinical? Will it be calm? Will they just let it all out? Who knows? I'm going to be a fly on the wall for this one, though.
So we reach halftime here in a 10-point game. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Kochka. He has our EA Sports halftime report.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. And welcome, everyone, to this abridged version of the EA Sports halftime report. This one has been a hard-hitting affair to this point, and you got to expect we'll see more of the same in the second half. And to bring the action your way, let's get right back out to Brandon Gott.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This fielded at the 2. They'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line. The Lions offense now with a football first here to begin quarter number 3. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never wanted to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. A nice burst there as they'll get about 7 that time on the first down run. A solid run on first down, gain of 7, leaves them with a 2nd and 3. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are, either on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being back there.
Now the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. 15 yards for the Lions there on a first down. A couple of very nice carries to start this drive out.
Yeah, 2 first downs. And how about that second one? What a nice run on that particular play. I'm telling you, they're going to start to think that this game is easy if they continue to rip off yardage like this.
Now on the heels of that run by Johnson, here's another 1st and 10. And again, this time to the tailback. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards.
Well, it's not time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Stafford going to give this one off to Johnson. And he's got this one across midfield in the Cowboy territory. Give him 40 on the run there. Now they're looking at a 3rd and about 5.
Well, they're hoping the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. From the gun, here's Stafford. He's got his man, T.J. Hawkinson. And he's going to have another 1st down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 26.
You know I'm going to lean towards the defender, right? You know I'm going to do that.
I know.
That's a tough situation for him as I see it. But the truth of the matter is, that ball was not streaking towards him. That little arc on it, he's got to find a way to get his head around and make a play on the football.
Who's 16?
A carry down for McKissick. And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3.
They try to quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because when they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
On 2nd and 7, Stafford. This one complete to Lacey. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6.
In so many ways, throwing the hitch route is actually one of the safer things an offense can do. Get the ball out to the receiver as fast as possible, hope he's got man-to-man coverage, and hope that his athleticism wins on the perimeter.
They'll run with McKissick. But he's got the 1st down as he gets it to the 8. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Despite the score, despite the deficit, no quitting this guy. He's running angry, running through arm tackles. He wants to change what that scoreboard is saying.
First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. There's Stafford. Catch is made by Hawkinson, the tight end. And they'll get this from the 8 to the 5. Pick up a 3. 3 yards is the gain that time. 2nd and goal.
And partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal. Because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Stafford. Nowhere to escape. He goes down. The tank, DeMarcus Lawrence with a sack.
2nd goal, last thing you need to do is get pushed backwards to take a sack. But he couldn't find anywhere to go with the football. Had to eat it and ended up on the ground.
This is 3rd and goal now. 80,000 on their feet here in Arlington. From the gun, Stafford. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And here he'll get it down to the 7. They wind up with 6 on the hook up there, but it's not enough. 4th and goal.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the 1st down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
So out comes a field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. From the right hash here, should be an easy one. And the 12-year veteran knocks it right through. And they will cut the lead back down to a touchdown at 6. So a decent drive there to start the third quarter. They only salvaged 3 out of it, but they inch a bit closer.
Yeah, but still lots of time to go in this one. That's why you hear that clapping on the sidelines, right? Hey, got some points. As you said, inching their way back in. Time left to go out and get that victory.
Now it's Martin to do the honors after the made field goal. This is fielded at the goal line. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. The Cowboys offense now, they head out for their first possession of the second half. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had a field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
On the RPO, Prescott's going to keep it himself. Amari Cooper, the intended target, but it's going to be second down.
I know coaches tell us all the time to have a powerful arm isn't the number one thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Elliott. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10.
Sometimes with the running game, you just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
Now, meanwhile, a final play here is incomplete, and that's going to take us to the end of the third quarter of play. Back now in Arlington, as we're about ready to rock and roll for the fourth and final quarter. Now comes the Cowboys punter. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. On the return, here's Agnew. A 46-yard punt, 8 yards on the return. And the Lions will take over. Here's the Detroit offense now as they head back out onto the field. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point
kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him in contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped with the contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that. That's super tall.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, Stafford. This into the hands of Marvin Hall, complete. 15 yards for the Lions there on a first down. So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. Here's McKissick. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage that creates space up front, really well done.
8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2.
Stafford. Open man is Galladay, complete. And he's going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 32-yard line.
Now, that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight ball, tight, sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you may curl a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. He fired a bullet in there for the completion. The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. From the gun, Stanford. And incomplete as he was knocked as he threw it. And it took the ball off course.
Well, any caused incompletion is good for a defense. But when you add to it, you get a little hit on the quarterback, knock him to the ground, make him think a little bit, hopefully knock him off his game, especially in a game of this magnitude, this tight in the fourth quarter. Got to feel pretty good as a defense.
2nd and 10, Stafford again. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. You tackle them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Throwing again at Stanford. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he will have the first before he's brought down right on the chalk and a 20. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Ready.
They'll run it now. Out of the gun. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. They stay on the ground. This time it's Johnson. And he'll get this one down to about the 17. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this safety, coming up and making a big-time play.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far. The crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect. Another good drive, Charles, but it looks like another that might end in a field goal try.
They've made some nice plays. They've given themselves opportunities, but as you noted, another field goal attempt coming up. And that's not how they want to end drives. They've got to figure out what's the final touch that they need to push it across the goal line.
Yeah, still yet to find the end zone. So 1 score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. Here we go on 4th. Stanford. And no, it's incomplete. Jordan Lewis right there in the coverage. So the failure to convert, no doubt, really hurts. But this one's not over. A good chunk of time on the clock and the timeouts.
Yeah, not only do they have the timeouts, as you just noted, they're going to get an extra one with the 2-minute warning. And that's going to help in big ways. So in a sense, they have 4 timeouts in their pocket. The big thing, stopping them on defense now. They can't let them get a first down and make them use their timeouts and get a fresh set of downs. They've got to stop them right here. And if so, they still got an opportunity.
So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their own 17-yard line. They play fake to Elliott. Now Prescott going to take a shot from Gallup.
Well, this is taken in. It's complete. Past the 20. Touchdown, Cowboys. Michael Gallup, 83 yards. For the Cowboys, they push on in front further.
In order to lead in a game, you're going to get plenty of contributors, but that's his second touchdown catch of this game. He's one of the key guys in this one.
And you better believe he'll be looking for the hat trick here as this one continues to go. Forbath to add the extra point. And the lead is up to 14. Those are the ones the offensive coordinators dream about. One-play drives from that distance. What an effort. It results in the touchdown. Forbath to send it away now following the touchdown. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll wind up getting an extra couple yards here for his trouble as he'll bring this one out to the 27. So Matthew Stafford to the offense. Down by 2 touchdowns, 2:07 remaining. It's been a struggle to score all day, and now they need to do it twice here late to have a chance. Stafford and the Lions now have it 1st and 10 at their own 27. Operating from the gun, Stafford. He'll get this one to Galladay. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 11 yards there and a Lion 1st down. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Lions in possession of the football as we welcome you back. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. They'll run it now out of the gun. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. DeMarcus Lawrence in on the tackle. This run defense has been pretty stout all game long. Now you're here in the 4th quarter. To rely more on the passing attack.
I don't think you have any choice, and I don't think you have to dress it up at all either. Throughout the first 3 quarters, you're still trying to convince the defense that you may run the football. That's out the window right now. Protect, let your quarterback operate, and try to find some targets in the open field downfield.
The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they'll get it with just over 90 seconds to go in the ball game. Second down pass play got them 8 yards. Now they've got a 3rd and a couple remaining. From the gun, Stafford. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
And I think we're probably seeing go for it here on 4th down. No reason not to. Down a couple of scores, they have to try and make something good happen.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. They snap it to Stafford. And he'll find Galladay. That's complete. And he's got the 1st down before being taken down at the 46. They keep the game alive as it's a 1st down. First down now, but that clock rolling. On first down, Stafford here. Open man, he's got him, the tight end, Hawkinson. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. They'll get a dozen there, and the Lions have a first down. Stafford barking out signals and trying to get his guys set quickly. Stafford on first down. And he's got Amendola on the connection. And he's going to be out down inside the 20 at the 15. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last two plays. Clock management, definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agree. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
Stafford going to come up first and 10. And he's 5 for 6 now, throwing the ball on this drive. From the red zone now, Stafford. And sacked back in the 24. Use the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in this football game. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down. Now Johnson. And they won't fare much better here as he maybe gets back to the line. No gain on the play this time, and it'll be a third and long situation coming up. The Lions quickly now going to use their timeouts as the clock will stop with an even 20 seconds left to go.
Hey, lady!
Third and long, it's Stafford. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. Looking to erase a 2-score deficit here in the fourth quarter. Going for some big plays.
Yeah, they just decided one shot, didn't they? Forget trying to move the ball downfield in small little increments. Let's go for the big one. But how about the defense playing situational football, looking at the scoreboard, realizing what can hurt us most? The deep shot. They played it well.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on fourth down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. Back to third. Letting one go deep for the end zone. And this is caught. So it's a late touchdown, but maybe too late. Still a little time left on the clock, however.
I'm not sure win-win is the proper term here, but it certainly felt like it. They had the touchdown they needed. But if I'm on the defensive side of the ball, okay, you got the touchdown, but it sure took you a long time.
Yeah, because offensively, though, you're probably hoping for a 1 to 5 play drive. That one ate up a little more time than they were hoping.
You're exactly right. And if you have that 1 to 5 play drive, you actually build up momentum and even more hope. When they had to slob their way downfield, they got the touchdown, but it's almost like, you know,
it doesn't feel right.
Exactly.
Extra point good by Prater. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. So that one a long 11-play drive. And the end result, a Detroit touchdown. So looking at this situation, you should have time for the onside kick and then at least one play. And the Cowboys are going to secure the football, and with it, they'll just about secure the victory as well. They had to go for it with no timeouts remaining, though now. This one's as good as over.
They gave it an effort. They tried their best, did everything they could to try and get the ball on the onside kick. You're exactly right. They had to try it. It was their only option. And now this game is done. Just take it, kneel, and call it a day. Prescott, he goes down to a knee, and
So this one will end in a victory for the Dallas Cowboys. And it wasn't really always pretty. They had their bumps and bruises. Really, both sides did. But they did what they needed to do at home to get the win.
Yeah, they really had to grind this one out, didn't they? Because nothing came easy. Every snap was a major league brawl. They had to win in the line of scrimmage, win downfield. They got all those things accomplished. But to win a close one like this, every team wants to be physical. We've heard that a million times, right? But those who are mentally tough, those are the teams that you have to deal with in the playoffs. This was that type of a game.
So that's a wrap for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gunn. And this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. It's a win for the Cowboys as we sign off and say so long from Arlington.